So I just spent a couple of minutes clearing off this counter and decluttering it a little bit. I took my frother off the counter and put it away because I don't use that every day. I don't need to have it out. I took my little canisters that I had, tea and sugar and whatnot, and put them up here. This cabinet desperately needs to be reorganized, but pretend like that's all good because I'm not getting to that today. So all I have on my counter then is my coffee maker, my coffee pods, which I'm going to refill here in a second with what's left in the box, my tea kettle, and my David's Tea Advent Calendar. We're going to go into this in a second, but first I'm going to restock this, get this all set up and ready. And I really, really like having more space on my counter. Clear space, white space, I really am into that right now. Decluttering is something I really need to tackle in the new year. But I figure one little space at a time. Started here. Feeling really good about this. So I'm going to get these pods all put in here. And then we're going to open up the tea calendar. Well, I could not have planned that better if I tried. I got all of the K-cups put in there and they fit exactly with no empty spaces. So we're all stocked back up with coffee now. And I know that I need to put coffee on my list because we'll go through this rapid fire. My husband drinks so much coffee, especially in the winter when it's cold outside, so we'll be through that lickety split. Alright, let's go ahead and go into the advent calendar and find out what the tea is of the day. I'm super psyched to see what it is. Today is the 15th, so I'm looking for 15 right here. And today's tea looks like this. Focus camera. There it is. And it is organic 9 berries, which I have not tried before. I'm going to look at the ingredients, and of course I will pop up the little infographic right here on the screen for you guys so you can see what the ingredients are as well. I'm going to get my water put into my kettle and get this all set and situated. And we're gonna have this. I love trying new teas. One of the great things about the advent calendar. Alright, let's get this tea going. So I've got my water heating up in the back there. I've got my organic 9 berries, which looks so pretty. Oh, and I just spilled it, of course. All right. This smells amazing. So I have not picked up the camera much today at all, and so I thought you guys might want to come along with me as I made dinner. So I am making baked ziti, and it's a really, really easy, simple recipe. Of course, it's easier to do if you have more than one hand, but I'm holding the camera, so bear with me. It's just ground sausage. I'm going to brown and cook through. I've got my water on the stove here for my pasta, which is up here in my cabinet. And it's a combination of Alfredo sauce from a jar and just traditional pasta sauce. Nothing fancy, super easy. Just gonna cook this through all the way, cook up my pasta, combine everything together in a baking dish, top it with mozzarella cheese, and slide it into the oven for like 15-20 minutes so that everything is all bubbly and gooey and delicious. And that's gonna be dinner. While I'm cooking dinner, I've got an audiobook playing. I'm usually not an audiobook fan, but I've been listening to this today while I cleaned up and took care of stuff. It's Decluttering at the Speed of Life by Dana K. White. And I'm really enjoying it so far. I know she's got another book out that I also want to read that I will probably also listen on audio. Just makes sense to me to listen to something kind of self-helpy while I'm helping myself by taking care of housework and stuff. So yeah, this is on Hoopla. I can listen to it for free because of my library card. So if you don't have a library card, you're not making use of your local library, you should do it even if you don't actually go to the library to get books, because you could get access to audiobooks and ebooks and stuff for free online. So I'm gonna go back to this, finish working on dinner. Alright friends, so for the Sugary Shenanigans baking collab this week, we are going super simple. We're going to make some cornflake wreaths and some Rice Krispie treats. Cornflake wreaths were a staple in my house growing up. It's so simple, even I can't mess this one up, and that's why I decided to make them. We make them every year. It's like the one baking type thing that I make every year consistently. It's not really baking, and that's probably why I don't screw it up. So to do this, you need butter, marshmallows, green food coloring if you're being, you know, accurate in terms of color, and cornflakes. We just buy the store brand, and it's basically done just like a Rice Krispie treat. I have seen people do this where they make little individual wreath cookie type things. We make one big wreath and then just cut pieces out of it. It's easier and it's super pretty. So let's go ahead and get started. I do have Austin here to help me. I don't think he wants to be on camera though, so you're not going to see him, but he's here, I promise. Say hi, Austin.
Hi.
All right, let's get to work. Melting the butter. It's 4 tablespoons and a 10-ounce bag of marshmallows, 5 cups of cornflakes, and a few drops of food color. Probably just going to film it and speed it up a little bit. I don't know how well I'm going to be able to film everything with just one hand, but luckily I've got 2 hands from my helper, so let's get this done. So if you've never made Rice Krispie treats before or these cornflake wreaths, the recipe is basically the same. So like I said, a 1/4 cup of butter, melt it down on low, and then we're going to throw in a bag of marshmallows and melt that down, and then you just add the cereal. Cornflakes for the wreaths or Rice Krispies for the Rice Krispie treats. You want to put the food coloring in before the cereal though. So if you're coloring your treats, you just add a couple of drops of the food coloring. It doesn't take much. I feel silly even explaining this to you guys because it's like the simplest recipe ever. But if you've never made Rice Krispie treats before, you wouldn't know. So it's super easy. Even I can do it, so that tells you how easy it is. The thing with the cornflake wreaths is if you're going to shape it into wreaths, the most important tip I have for you is to either use cooking spray on your hands to keep the mixture from sticking, because it's going to be hot, and the last thing you want is super hot marshmallow stuck to your hand. I've definitely burned myself that way before. So yeah, put a little bit of cooking spray on your hand or dip your hand into cold water to prevent the mixture from sticking to your hands, and just shape it into whatever shape you want. For the Rice Krispie treats, we're just going to pack them into a pan so that it's a big rectangle, and then once they've completely cooled and hardened, we'll cut them. But obviously for the wreath, we're going to shape it into a wreath shape. The only reason I'm talking you through this now is because, like I said, I don't know how much I'm going to be able to handle the camera once we get going. Obviously with like sticky hot marshmallow mixture on my hands, it's going to be difficult to man a camera. So once this melts down completely, I'm going to add the marshmallows. Alright, so now that the butter is melted, Austin's gonna get the bag of marshmallows dumped in there. Now it's just a matter of melting down the marshmallows and not letting them burn. Real easy. Just stir constantly. Alright, so now that the marshmallow mixture is all melted, Austin's going to go ahead and add in just a couple of drops of the green food coloring and mix it up really well.
What do I do with this?
That's good. And mix it up really well. And once it's good and combined, we're gonna go ahead and turn off the heat and add the cereal. And then once it's all stirred up, it's gonna be really difficult to stir and mix together, but just keep working it. It will combine. Then we will dump it onto our parchment paper and shape it into a wreath. What do you think of that color?
Not green enough.
Go ahead and add another drop or two, yeah. Ready for the cereal?
Yeah.
Go ahead and move your spoon. We're going to dump in 5 cups of cornflakes. And stir, 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 stir.
I don't have to worry about breaking the cornflakes,
no.
Right?
This is super sticky stuff. And I'm going to spray my hands with a little bit of this canola nonstick spray just to keep my hands from sticking. And then we're gonna, whew, yeah. See what I mean about super hot stuff sticking? I didn't use enough oil, so. Be generous with that stuff. All right. So I'm super impatient, so I'm not gonna let it cool anymore. It's still piping hot, but just gonna kind of spread it out into a wreath shape. Can go as big or as little as you want. Just try to make it even. What do you think, kiddo? How's that look?
Good. This side's a little bit wider, yeah. Looks good to me.
All right, I'm gonna wash my hands and then we're gonna add the finishing touches. All right, so traditionally you use little Red Hot candies to put little berries on the wreath. I don't like Red Hots, so I instead got the little mini M&Ms and we're gonna use those to adorn the wreath.
Just randomly?
Yeah. And I bought the Christmas colors, the red and green. So you could use just the red and have them be little berries, but we're going to use the green ones too because it's fun. And then we will just let this sit and harden for, I don't know, probably 20 minutes, and then we'll be ready to enjoy it. So it's just super festive, just as easy as a Rice Krispie treat. It just looks a little bit more Christmassy. We're going to make Rice Krispie treats too because we like them both. What do you think? Do you want to have green Rice Krispie treats also? I wonder if we have red food coloring. Maybe we can do red Rice Krispie treats. Although last time I tried to dye something red, it turned pink. So maybe not. Either way, this is super cute. Good job with the decorations. All right, my friends. Well, I hope that you enjoyed that little cooking segment, though, like I said, I don't know what I'm doing half the time, and I definitely probably did not need to go into that much detail telling you how to make a darn Rice Krispie treat, but it looks super cute. I love the little wreath. It always reminds me of my mom every year that I make them because she used to make them just like that, though I think she put the Red Hot candies on there. I don't really remember, to be honest. but I just know they're not my favorite, so I use the M&Ms. Let me know if you guys have ever made a cornflake wreath around the holidays. I'd love to hear from you. Thanks so much for stopping by my channel. Make sure you check out everyone else in the Sugary Shenanigans collab. I'll link everybody down below. Check out their videos. I'm sure they're doing much more elaborate baking. I just can't bake to save my life, so we're doing what we can. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye!